Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my weekly review for this week's episode of the Walking Dead television series. This is for Season 10, Episode 6. It is called Bonds. Alright, and possible spoiler warning, if you guys have not seen this episode yet for The Walking Dead, you want to watch it before you watch this review. So The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 6, Bonds. Alright, so I just finished watching it. This one is directed by Dan Liu, or however you say that. And he's done a few episodes before. He did Warning Signs last season, Season 9, and he did Some Guy in Season 8. So he's done, I think he did some of the like action-based episodes like in Season 8 there. Maybe one of the car chase ones or something like that. So just seeing this episode through. So, okay, so I thought this episode was okay. I just thought it was okay. Basically, in this episode, we see it focus on, I want to say, you know, a few different sections as they've been going. So we have, let's recap here. We have Carol and Daryl. We have, which was okay. The stuff with them, just okay. Kind of the start to something there with that part. We have Negan and Beta and the Whisperers and Alpha, which definitely has to be my favorite part of the episode, was the stuff that happened with Negan. I found it very entertaining, very fun, and, you know, it felt a bit like a comedy type of deal. You guys know I love me some Negan, so you know I loved that part. That would be the highlight of the episode for me, is Negan with Beta and the Whisperers, and this one Alpha. Then we also have Alexandria, where you have basically everybody getting sick in what is, you know, pretty much focused around Sadiq and Dante and Rosita. And then we also have at the hilltop Eugene, which is basically just with the radio. So from where we left things off last episode, in episode 5, we finished things up with kind of Beta pulling down Negan and kind of the first kind of meeting between the two. However, they skipped over the fight. Which really, you guys know, you're like, oh, Trev's going to be pissed, right? It's like, yeah, I am. You skipped the first fight between Negan and Beta. How could you do this? How could you do this to me? You know, I wanted to see them throw down at least once, and really, as you go through this whole episode, it almost feels like they're even avoiding getting to see that. I mean, I understand it wouldn't be some kind of conclusive fight, but basically we skip to being shown Negan, and he's got you know, his eyes covered and everything, and they're kind of walking and he won't shut up. That scene with Beta, but they skipped over the actual fight between the two, which I just, oh man, I really wanted to see. And from episode 5 where it finished off, and they didn't include it. And the best part of the episode for me has to be the ending, when you know, they think Negan is dead because Beta sort of killed one of the Whisperers, and which sets off the all of the walkers around to go at him, and he breaks his knife, so he's kind of surrounded by walkers, and we're to assume that Negan has kind of died at this time. But then he kind of comes in out of nowhere at the end, and ready for my goddamn skin suit, and kind of walks in. He's got, like, what is this? I don't think it was Lucille, but it was like a tree stump or something like this. He comes in like a caveman, and it's freaking sweet. And he puts it down and stuff, and kneels for Alpha and everything. And then she just basically finished off with telling him to sure, be quiet. So what they did use, or what we did get to see out of the stuff with that, was absolutely awesome. So we see the episode go through for Negan and Beta specifically, and basically Beta hates Negan, and we get the sense, at least maybe, that possibly Beta is jealous of the way that he notices Alpha looking at Negan and seeing maybe some potential in him or something like this. Negan does tell them that he was locked in a prison for all those years, and so he will give them all the information they want to know about their enemy. And we do get kind of some fun, you know, a montage, yo-yo scenes here of Negan where he's digging for the Whisperers, and then they kill a pig or a hog, which is fun when he gets the hog, and Negan gets him down. He's like shanking the thing. Goes to the side. So that's pretty funny. And there are quite a few ones that are funny throughout the episode. You know, Beta gets upset when Negan won't shut up, and he puts the two knives up to his you know, his throat. ready to slit his throat and everything. He's just like a thorn in his side that just won't go away and won't shut up. And I just absolutely love it, even to the point right up at the end where he pretty much tells him he's not going to go anywhere, and then Beta says he agrees, and then you get the scene which leads up to kind of the assuming Negan's dead and then returning afterwards to everyone's surprise. We also get to see Beta kind of kneel down for Alpha after Alpha kind of questions him about whether or not, she asks him, is Beta ready to become the Alpha? But the thing is that, we get the sense that Beta has feelings for Alpha. It's kind of funny to see the scene where they kind of show it, because just seeing him stand beside her, she goes up to like his waist or something. And even when he's kneeling down, he's like almost as tall as her when he's on his knees, which is pretty funny. And even Negan kind of mentions about people kneeling for him and that whole kind of thing, which takes us back, which is really funny. And he hasn't done it himself, but at the end of the episode, he ends up doing that for Alpha. So all of that stuff with that kind of storyline was, for me, the best stuff of the episode. Even the montage was fun. So let's go into some of the other stuff in the episode I think that maybe didn't work as well, or just didn't enjoy it as much. So we get the stuff with the beginning of the episode. Carol wakes up, she gets ready and everything. You have Daryl, and they sort of in this episode, so they go out, and Carol says that they're looking for Negan, and Daryl's like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. He doesn't really believe her. He kind of knows that she's kind of full of shit, right? So they go out, and she reveals that, okay, looking for, Alpha's herd, and there's a mention, she asks him about Connie, which is kind of fun, which I do like that part, and they're kind of eating and stuff like this, and then they kind of go out, they spot a small group, and there's some exciting scenes as part of it. You have the Whispers kind of, looking around and whispering and that whole thing, which brings in kind of a little bit of the horror aspect of it. The best scene of that I like is where Daryl grabs the one female walker and he kind of guts it and he puts the blood all over him. And then, of course, near the end, he kind of returns to the spot and he finds that Carol has actually captured and zip-tied one of the Whispers to bring him back to Alexandria for questioning, which actually might turn out to work out really well for them, because it's possible that Whisper could know that the Whispers have been poisoning the water supply, which has made almost everybody in Alexandria, or a lot of people in Alexandria, very sick, to the point where the doctor's office with Dante and Sadiq is absolutely loaded with everybody. And especially you have the older lady. They say her name was Cheryl, who looks like she's in really bad shape and is kind of accepting, or it seems like she might die at that point. Of course, with something like that, your younger people that are in better condition, they might be able to withstand it if they get a bad bacterial infection or something. But for the older people, especially without proper antibiotics and things like this, it might be harder for them to kind of fight off the infection. So we get the sense at least that she may succumb to her ailment or her illness. So basically, I'm saying the stuff with Carol and Daryl in this episode, I just thought it was okay. That one part was exciting. That one part was fun. It was good to get to see them interact. I like Carol's mention of Connie for Daryl, and that was pretty good. But the rest of it was just kind of like, it's okay. So that side of things was all right. Now from there, of course, we also have, as I mentioned, everybody being sick and around, and the stuff with Dante and Sadiq. So you have Dante, and then he's the doctor, and he's talking with Cheryl. He's messing with her a little bit, which is fun. And I do like Dante in this episode. I'm starting to like Dante a little bit more, especially when he refers to himself. He says, "I'm kind of amazing," which I did laugh at that one. I thought that was kind of fun. So I'm starting to like Dante more. I mean, it's kind of hard not to like him. He's going around helping everybody, doing the best he can. Sadiq's yelling at him because Sadiq still got PTSD and he's still freaking out. And there's the part where it's like, open your eyes or whatever, and he does, and it's like he's there, and you see the windmill or whatever that is kind of going around at Alexandria. So I like Dante in this one. I thought he was good in this one, and kind of funny at times, and I did like that one. Oh yeah, there's the commando joke for Negan about the Whispers, so that one's good too. And then we have Beta bitching at him about how he's too loud and he's too full of ego and everything. So that was all good. So the stuff at Alexandria. Aside from that, though, we just basically get Rosita, we get Sadiq, and we get Dante. So I like the stuff with Dante. I thought the stuff with Sadiq was okay, and then the stuff with Rosita, we just basically get to see her sick, and that's pretty much what it amounts to. And then the other part, which is basically Eugene at the hilltop where he's on the radio and eventually gets connected to somebody new who we don't know of. But there is a part in there where you get the sense that Rosita kind of misses Eugene, and even a mention from Dante that, that he wants to check on her. And, Rosita just has on the mend. So she just has all these guys all around her all the time. Where Eugene, it's like she misses Eugene because she sees him as a friend. This whole thing, he's been totally 100% friend zoned, I guess. But it's just, I just find it deplorable the amount of guys that Rosita just has around her, and it's like, it's just to the point of kind of ridiculousnly, or just, I guess it's not unrealistic that something like that could happen or the scenario could play out that way. I just find it annoying that it's just like all over the place. I don't know. A little bit distasteful for me. So the stuff with Rosita and everybody, kind of all these guys just too many. But okay, so we got that part, and then basically we have the new conversation with whoever Eugene gets connected with on the radio, and we don't get a name. Eugene gives up his name. They talk about the ice cream shop and stuff like that. Eugene revealing that he was originally from Texas and everything like that. And the person on the radio. So in the comic book series version, it was Stephanie, which is a new character from the Commonwealth. Now, in the TV series version, I'm not sure if they're going to do the same thing. I'm not sure how this whole thing is going to kind of fit in together. If the Borromini Rings group, if this person on the radio is part of that, or if they're part of a different group. If we have one section which is a good community, and I think we'll see more of this in the third spin-off series they're doing, or the third Walking Dead series, I should say, that they're doing, Walking Dead Universe, that starts next year, where we get to see a community that has like almost, what do they say, 10,000 or something like that, survivors in it. So it's possible that this character could be from there, who's talking with Eugene. For me, it actually sounded a bit like Althea from Fear the Walking Dead. I don't think it is. I think it's just a coincidence. I was listening carefully for the voice. I listened to it a couple times, and I turned it up, but I couldn't quite make it out to... It's probably somebody new, is what I'm thinking. It's probably somebody new, and it's just my mind kind of playing tricks on me that at first I thought, well, maybe it sounds a little bit like... Maggie Grace's character from Fear the Walking Dead, but I don't think it is, because you have the time skip, and it's probably somebody from a new community. Could it be connected with Maggie? Could it be the one Maggie is at? We'll have to see how all these different communities kind of fit in together. You have the one from Walking Dead Universe. You have Georgie's group, which Maggie went to. You have the helicopter group that Rick is at. Which is like a military compartmentalized type of institution, it sounds like. And then we have, like I said, the one from Walking Dead Universe. So I'm not sure exactly who Eugene has reached here. Maybe we don't have enough to say that right now of who he's actually got in contact with and which group they're from. I tend to think it probably would not be the one that Maggie's at. It probably would be a different one. So probably not Maggie and Georgie's group, some other group, like maybe the bigger community from Walking Dead Universe or something like that, with its 10,000 or however many people it has. And then maybe another section of that is maybe an evil section or something, military section, which Rick is at. So I'm not sure, good or bad for the different groups. It's also possible it could be one overall overarching type of CRM group or something like this, and then maybe you have like certain sections that are good and certain sections that are bad or something like this. We'll have to see how the whole thing kind of works out in the next few years with the Rick movie, with Walking Dead Universe. And of course, Fear is loosely kind of involved with that, with the helicopter that it had with Althea in that one episode with Isabel, I think her name is. Yes, that's it. So let me know what you guys think about the voice at the end. Is it a new character? I'm going to stay with the new character for now. I'm not sure why that came into my mind, that, it sounds kind of like her, but it's like, yeah, but she didn't say any of her kind of, common sayings like new people, I like new people, or stuff like that. So I tend to think it's probably not. I think it's a new character, and you guys can certainly leave your comments below about that one. Which group do you think it's part of? And it's not trivial. It's not so easy to say because, again, like I said, you have Georgie and Maggie, you have Walking Dead Universe, you have Rick going to the helicopter group somewhere there. Possibly more, in and around that too, possibly more communities. So several different bigger communities and we'll have to see which one the person on the radio that Eugene's talking with is from. And I don't think there's maybe going based on the comics is the best, and saying it's probably not for Maggie's group because she'd already be there, and it doesn't really make sense for Eugene to contact someone who's already there when Maggie's already there. You see what I mean? It's probably some other group. Maybe the Walking Dead universe group of 10,000 is the one that this person he's contacted is from. Maybe for now that's our best guess, but certainly you guys can leave your comments below and let me know what you think about which group or community this person that Eugene has gotten in touch with is from. So in terms of score for the episode for me, I'm just going to give it a 7.8 out of 10, which is very low for Walking Dead standards for me. I did enjoy the stuff with Negan and the Whispers and all that. It's a 6th episode, so it's not a mid-season finale. We still have 2 episodes left for the first half, but I just found it to be a little bit maybe uneventful. I wanted to see a little bit more with Negan and Beta there, and they didn't go into that at all. They didn't show us even really one fight. And for me, I mean, skipping the fights for me is not something I want to see. Like, you guys know, I'm kind of, I'm kind of like, that's one of my favorite things about The Walking Dead. I love seeing the fights. I love seeing stuff like that. So to skip it's kind of like, oh, why would you, even if it's just a fist fight and Beta just knocks him silly pretty quick. I don't know. I kind of want to see it. But the comedy was good and everything like that was fine. For some reason, I just feel like overall it was kind of a bit of a slower episode. So this might be my least favorite episode of this year so far, but I didn't hate it or anything like that, and I don't want to make it sound like I do. It's an in-between episode. You see Carol and Daryl capture this person, so it's part of something new there. You see Negan bow down to Alpha and finally go face-to-face in meeting Alpha, and she says, shh, but I liked his part of it. She doesn't respond much, but he does. I liked his entrance was awesome. And that's pretty much all I got to say about the episode. Stuff at Alexandria was just okay. And the stuff with Eugene, for me, again, stuff for maybe the future. But so far, it's just okay. It wasn't that much to see. So those are my thoughts on the episode. Thought it was an okay episode, but one of my lesser favorite episodes of Walking Dead in a while. Maybe like a year or two. Since last year, probably, at some point. I don't know. Maybe even a couple years. I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought about the episode. And if you liked my review, you can go ahead and thumb it up below. Leave the comments about which community you think the person is from that Eugene is talking to. And do you think it's someone we could have possibly met before? Or no, do you think it's an entirely new character, which is kind of what I'm going with right now. That's it for this one. I'll see you guys again soon for another video. As always, this is Trev, and I'm saying peace later, guys. See you soon.